interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Hey everybody, Race22 Radio special presentations. You got Big Doc and Little Doc. His new nickname is Beaker.
Is it?
Are we going to go with that?
Sure. Why not?
Beaker to my side here. We're glad to have him in the Race22 studio here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Got a special broadcast we want to have a special presentation here. Don't forget, though, the Black Acid Racing Apparel, the official outfitter of Race22 Radio, and they can also get you and your sponsors that all-important exposure at the track as well. You know, everybody asks me, what is Black Acid Apparel? You know, the drivers can set up an online catalog on Black Acid Racing Apparel, and they don't have to hold inventory, and the fans sitting in the stands can order shirts from them. Now, how cool is that?
That's awesome.
And the drivers don't have to worry about inventory. They don't have to worry about handling and shipping. Black Acid Apparel handles all that. Plus, the teams make money. So that's a win-win situation. So thank you so much, Black Acid Racing Apparel, for help do this presentation for Race22 Radio. So let's jump right into this. What are we doing? Why are we here? You know, the weather's supposed to be kind of goofy. It was 140 degrees just 2 days ago. Now it's supposed to be, you know, low 50s, high 40s, you know, really cold when the sun goes down. Everybody's canceling. But is Wake County going to cancel? Let's see. Let's think about that. Absolutely not. So let's go to the Smoky Dave's Barbecue Hotline. Smoky Dave's Barbecue is located in Roxborough, North Carolina, for the very best barbecue. Smoky Dave's Barbecue, Roxborough, North Carolina. Let's welcome on Charlie Hansen, originally from Smithfield, North Carolina, promoter of the Bull Ring, Wake County Speedway, located in Raleigh, North Carolina. Charlie, welcome to the program, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me, Doc and Dan. It's always great to be a part of your show.
Oh, yeah, we've been waiting for this for a long time. Beaker and I, Little Dan, love coming to Wake County. Could not wait to hear that opening day come again, and then the weather wants to act goofy. But I think it's safe to say, Charlie, the fans are rabid for racing, so it's full of head steam, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. The fans are just so thirsty for some racing, and the drivers and even the advertisers and sponsors. And I'll have to even admit, Doc, I'm ready to see some cars back on the track after last year. It's gonna be great to have racing back at Wake County Speedway. And you know, the first year, really, last year we were NASCAR sanctioned, but didn't get a chance to run. So, you know, actually really debuting the NASCAR banner at Wake County Speedway for the first time in 59 years is going to be special.
Yeah, this is going to be a historical weekend, and you know, brought out some big names out of the woodwork. Old DW gave us an endorsement, but before we play this little soundbite from him, he's real excited for short track racing to resume. He won't be there, but he definitely endorsed. Here's what DW had to say.
Hey, everybody, race fans, look, it's old DW here, and look, I'm going to go to Wake County Speedway Friday night. Are you going to be there? If you are, maybe I'll see you. And by the way, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
DW, once again, will not be there, but old DW will be there in good DW spirit.
Yes, yeah, he'll definitely be there in spirit. And he does hope to make it soon. I got a chance to sit down and have lunch with him and his wife, Stevie. What an awesome experience that was, Doc, I'll tell you. And what a classy guy. But he definitely, he's not going to be there, but hopefully he will make an appearance, you know, sometime in the near future.
Absolutely. And he's one of those guys that, you know, old school, came from the tracks, just like Wake County Speedway, you know, worked his way up and finally got an opportunity and made the best of it, and the rest is history. But his roots are definitely in short track racing.
Absolutely, and we talked all about that when we had a chance to sit down and talk to him, and what an amazing story. But he is definitely short track racing. He said Bristol was his favorite track because it was a driver's track, and of course that's a lot like Wake County.
All right, now you touched on it just a little bit about some of the changes coming that you had a chance to work on. With the track, and the fans are going to see a lot of changes. Before we talk about the track, the competitors and the fans are going to notice a big change in you, Charlie Hansen. Had a little surgery, and I got to say, brother, you are looking fantastic. So, folks, don't be shy. He looks like an absolute rock star, but Charlie Hansen is still approachable, even though he's slim and trim and looking like a rock star.
Yeah, my wife always tells everybody. She says he's not sick. And no, he doesn't have another girlfriend because a few people lose a lot of weight. You know, they're either they chasing another girl or they're sick. But I'm neither. I had a little bit of a lifestyle change and a little help from a doctor, and have lost about almost 100 pounds.
Wow.
So, yep, I definitely feel better. And I'll tell you, it's people aren't going to notice me, hopefully. So
I know I didn't. You had to pull on my shirt at Rockingham at the tire test for the touring series there back over the winter. But you look absolutely fantabulous. I'm a little jelly because I've gone the other way. The COVID. Not only do I have the COVID hairdo, I got the COVID weight. Like the sophomore 10, I got the sophomore 100.
Well, hopefully with the summer and the warm summer nights under the Friday night lights at Wake County, and then of course all the tracks you chase on Saturday in the middle of the summer, you'll shed that weight right off. So
Absolutely.
Look forward to that coming.
Absolutely. So before we jump into this, folks, sometimes ask me, how long have you known Charlie? I think we've been around each other for several years. I don't think people realize you was an announcer at Fayetteville Speedway dirt track. When did you get interested in racing to work your way up to be a promoter at these tracks?
It actually started even way before that. I actually drove at Wake County Speedway in '93, '4, and '5. And then I actually started working at Wake County as I was actually working on helping with cleanup crew, and then I was doing the announcing at Wake County on Friday nights, and then Fayetteville on Saturday nights. And then in 2001 and 2002, my dad and I actually we were the promoters of a dirt track in Kittrell, North Carolina called Kings. It was called Kings Raceway back then, and we operated that for 2 years. And then Clary's opened up just 30 miles down the road, and their payouts were just super crazy, and we just couldn't, the cars were following the huge payouts, and so we decided to fold tent. I believe that was 2003, and then I actually went to work for Clary's. I was the flagman and race director at Clary's for 3 or 4 years, on and off, and then we did a couple of big shows. And then in 2012, I was the general manager at Southern National. So that's kind of how it all come to be in the last, 25 years. So.
And a 1997 graduate of East Carolina University. Go Pirates! How about that? Not only do you have the looks, you're educated.
Yeah, I have a degree actually to teach social studies. I did my student teaching at D.H. Conley, just outside of Greenville, and had an opportunity to just go into business for myself. And I don't regret not teaching, but if I ever had to, I could step foot in the classroom tomorrow.
Do you do tutoring? I know a young man to my right here that could use some tutoring.
Well, I can tutor history and social studies, but if you're looking for math tutoring, that's definitely not my strong point.
Trust me, it's not mine either.
unless Doc is counting dollars and cents, then I can definitely do that.
Oh yeah, I was going to round it up. There you go. All right, well, let's talk about all the awesome things that's been going on Wake County Speedway there in Raleigh, North Carolina. Fans, I want to see everybody Friday night. Dress in layers, dress to be warm. The action on the track is going to be red hot, and the place is going to look like a shiny new penny. What was the first thing when you said, okay, we're going to go NASCAR? What was the first thing that you had to work on?
Well, we asked the drivers kind of, what they would like to see. And, lighting was one of the bigger issues that some of the drivers said that they would really like to see happen. And so we added, I think, roughly 30 LED lights, which has made a huge difference. That was one of the the big concerns that the drivers, wanted to see. And then there was also the turn 1 and 2 inside wall. Used to be old telephone poles, and some of them were deteriorated, some of them were broken, and it's kind of dangerous. A car get down in there and they could get snagged on that in between two posts, and it really did a lot of damage to cars. So those were two of the big projects that we tackled right away. Even before COVID hit, we started working on that, and so there were two of the big driver things that they would really like to see, and we knocked those out. And it's just going to be, it's just huge for the drivers, for them to have a little input, and they actually see that we really care about what they say and their wishes and what they would like to see, and we made that happen for them.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic when the drivers can physically see that you're listening and their input is important. That's got to mean a lot to the drivers. And I know there was some concrete patches or something done. Explain that. I think it was to the pit entrance or something like that.
Yeah, we had we poured about 60 yards of concrete. There was a lot of infrastructure in the inside pit area that was just really coming apart. When it was originally poured, it was poured very thin and was just broken apart, and just the old man winter and time and weather, just kind of really played a part on it. And a lot of the spots in the asphalt or the concrete were really breaking up and coming apart, and they would get on guys' tires, and then it would drag it out to the track. So we really cleaned up the inside pit area tremendously, and even some spots on the outside pit area. But it just really cleaned up the inside of the track, and hopefully it'll keep a lot of the debris off the track that they would bring from hot tires and when it runs across the loose gravel, and bring it onto the track. So another huge upgrade. Like I said, it was I think 50 or 60 yards of concrete. Thanks to RLT, them guys were huge and really helped us out. Also, C Store Services, Jesse Day and their people. Just a group effort. People that really care and are passionate about the track really helped us out and stepped up big to make that happen.
Now for me, whenever I first showed up, I went to the back stretch and I saw the wooden wall on the inside of the track. Is that still there? Did you ever fix that? Because I think it was awesome no matter what. They look so cool.
The actual wooden pylons?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we pulled all them out, Dan, and there was several people or racers that actually wanted a piece of that wall, and we still have some of them. But we removed all of those old telephone poles. All that wooden wall has all been removed, and is now actually it's a repurposed natural gas line. It's 6-inch natural gas line pipe, and it's a 1-inch thick sidewall of plastic. So it's a very, very tough, durable, and then they are filled with concrete. So it looks almost the same, but it just has maybe a 2021 look to it instead of the 1980s telephone pole look.
Of course.
That's awesome. Because that was. Go ahead,
Dan. I will give you a piece of one of them poles that you can take home and put in your man cave, and you will have a little piece of history to take home with you.
I would absolutely love that.
Yeah, see, I thought it'd be cool. And, I called you first day when I saw that you were pulling them out. Definitely want a piece of that. But I thought it'd be neat for this year. Of course, last year you couldn't race, but have a piece of those wood, just chunks, a part of the trophy. Because that is history right there. I mean, this is a historical short track, been around, for years. It started in the mid-50s, paved in 87. Has it been repaved since 87?
There was a surface layer redone, I believe, somewhere in the early 90s. I think maybe 93 through 96, somewhere in that area. They did put a small skim coat back on top of it. And I'm not sure if it was the whole surface or just some of the surface, but it did have another resurfaced at one point sometime in the 90s. So
With all these renovations, did you ever consider repaving it?
oh, absolutely. It's definitely on the high end of our wish list, and probably something that we're going to have to do in the future. At least the corners, probably maybe like Tri County did.
Yeah.
Just the corners, just the shear from the cars and the force that the tires and the motors, put on that the asphalt is it's just really hard on it. And but yeah, in the near future, maybe possibly the end of 2021, we hope to be able to at least repave the corners. It's very high on the priority list.
That'd be awesome. The first thing that blew me away when we returned there after so many years of being out of the sport was how fast that particular class, that track, the Mod 4s are. They are faster than the late models.
Yeah.
Those guys put on one whale of a show.
Yeah, they are very quick. Those guys pretty much. The only rule is they just need one carburetor and 1 pound per cc, and much as those guys can get out of it, they do. And the track is tight, for a full size car, but a Mod 4 just works perfect on that track, and they're a lot of fun to watch.
Oh
I
my
wish,
gosh, yeah.
and I hope that that class grows and continues to grow. We 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 made our rules this year, or it was going to be last year, but this year the same as Orange County's rules, and they're the only other track that runs the Mod 4s within 3 or 4 hours of us. So hopefully those guys will see that they have the same rules, or we have the same rules as those as Orange County, and maybe a few of them will venture over on Friday nights and build that class, because it was a tough class. Wake County didn't run them for 3 or 4 years, and then we started running them sporadically, and then they built their class a little bit, and so now they're on the schedule full time. But there's definitely room for growth there, but it is one fun class to watch at Wake County.
Oh yeah, every class is fun. We went and sat in the stands on Friday night on our way to do a tour race over on the coast. We had a ball just sitting around the fans, and everybody was into it. And it was the front wheel drive class where the last lap, first, second, and third got into it, and the guy running 100 yards behind him in fourth ended up winning the race. And that was the most fun watching races we had. Everybody was into it and cheering for him. That was so much fun. That's a couple, 2 or 3 years ago, but that was so much fun. And so every class there is exciting, especially the Mod 4s. Late models, oh my gosh, they put on a show. I know, let's see, Clay Jones, the late model champion. Have you heard from him? Is he going to return to try to defend his crown?
I believe, I think they are definitely they're gonna make a run at some of the events. I'm not exactly 100% sure. If they're gonna come and defend their crown. Of course, being NASCAR sanctioned this year, the point payout is pretty lucrative. It's $3,500 to be the Division I track champion. So, that's a pretty big deal. Wake County's never had a point payout to that magnitude, even close. And with the NASCAR program, there's over $15,000 in point fund money for the divisions, and the bigger chunk of that going to Division I. So, and then now this year, NASCAR has a new incentive for a regional champions. So I believe it's North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida is one region. And of course, not many NASCAR tracks that would run, full time in Georgia and Florida. So I think you'll see a regional champion from probably Virginia or North Carolina, and that is like a $15,000 top prize for the regional champion. So, and then of course there is a national champion, which is big money. So NASCAR's really stepped up the game this year, And so there's big money in Division Ones for point chasers this year.
Now, do they do a Division Two like they had in the past?
Yep, we have Division Two, which will be our Charger division.
Okay, Chargers. Gotcha.
And
I wondered
then,
what class was going to be declared for that. Now, with changing over to do the regional deal, did they do away with the state championship with the NASCAR banner for the short tracks?
No, they still have a state champion, and they still have a state rookie of the year.
So that's even more goodies.
Yeah, so it's very lucrative this year for for a driver to really participate in a NASCAR program.
Oh, that's awesome. Plus, I was going to say running for all those and region points and come down to the end of the year, you guys might see late model racers or the other Division II that you might not see to get there to race for points. So, and who knows, we could see a national champion there. We get max cars, max passing points, and all that crazy stuff they got there. You never know, might see a national champion come out of Wake County. How awesome would that be, Charlie?
Yeah, that would just be crazy, and I don't think it would be too far fetched, Doc. We averaged 12 cars most of the time in the late model division, so 16 is a full field, and so we're not far off of that mark, and if we get full fields or close to full fields, I think you'll definitely see some of the point chasers definitely making Wake County Speedway their stop on a Friday night, because as we kind of market the track, we are the newest and only Friday night NASCAR sanctioned track in North Carolina, and I believe, honestly, I think Virginia and Tennessee also. I think Kingsport's a Friday night. So, but North Carolina, Virginia, I think we're the only Friday night track.
Yeah, because the South Side no longer exists. Can't think of any other tracks that ran on Friday in Virginia. Of course, I'm old. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, let alone who raced where. We're on the Smoky Days Barbecue Hotline with Charlie Hansen, the promoter of the Bull Ring, Wake County Speedway, located in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we want to invite everybody that's within earshot or watching this video to come out. Wake County, Friday night, opening night. No matter what everybody else is doing, Wake County is racing. And hats off to you, Charlie, because like we said, everybody's just rampant up there for some racing. What are some of the things that the fans are going to notice that might be new?
Of course, the fans are going to notice, a lot of the a lot of the aesthetics. Mr. Brown has, he's been a blessing to Wake County Speedway and to myself, and anything from we just replaced some fencing, in the main areas, the concourse areas, just cleaned up, things, paint, a lot of board replacement, just a lot of aesthetics. And the sound system, we tweaked that a little bit and made sure all the speakers are working. Just everything. The lighting, of course, is going to be huge for the fans. They'll be able to definitely, see the track better. It's just going to be an all, just a better fan experience all the way around for a fan.
That's awesome. And, of course, opening night for Wake County Speedway this Friday night, April 2nd, late models, Mod 4, Mini Stocks, Legend, Bandoleros, Bombers. That's going to start us out April 2nd. And then April 9th, 16th, April 30th, you guys are racing. When we look at the schedule, what are some of the dates that really stand out to you that you're really excited about for the Speedway?
Of course, I'd have to say the biggest date's going to be that August the 14th date. That is the Cars Tour. They will be at Wake County. I think another big date, I think, is pretty cool date, is going to be that I believe it's the Southeast Legend Tour will be there along with Super Trucks. That's going to be a cool deal. That's you would have to look at the schedule, Doc. I don't know it right off the top. But those guys are going to be there, and Randy Myers was talking about a possible 602 race. The modifieds
Nice.
are always a cool cool venue at Wake County. Kind of reminds them of the Bowman Gray type kind of thing, just with a little bit of banking. So they really enjoy coming to Wake County. But definitely the Cars Tour date on August the 14th I would probably say is the biggest date for Wake County in 2021.
Yeah, it's been several years since they've been there, so that ought to be a good fan draw, and definitely will be a good show. And I hope to see some of your local racers jump in there and mix it up with those guys. Because I think if anywhere a local guy can compete and win a tour race is right there. Because they're racers. That track is so tough, so unique, and those racers, late model racers, are fantastic over there.
Yeah, I think I believe it was 2018 was the last time the Cars Tour was there. I think that year we had one of the highest participations from the locals. I believe we had 4 or 5 locals that joined the tour for that race, and I think that was one of the biggest, local attended Cars Tour event. So, they definitely weren't scared to get in there and mix it up with the big boys, so to speak.
There you go, and we want to see the fans come in and mix it up with your fellow fans. Now, share with us real quick about the things that we have to follow from the CDC, from the county and the state and whatever national, so we can remind the fans exactly what to expect when they get there.
Well, they still want us to do social distancing and wear masks and the 3 W's, the wait, wash, and wear. They still are wanting us to do that, but I do believe the governor opened this up. I believe last Friday to 100% for outdoor stadium out activities. So right now, we're
That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna have a party with guns and fire trucks.
And guns and fire trucks and hookers and drugs and booze.
Yeah, maybe not all the rest of that.
Maybe not all of them, but
you get the point.
It's definitely a blessing. The COVID is kind of backing off, and the number of vaccinations are on the rise, and of course the number of COVID cases are on the downswing and hospitalization. So, hopefully that trend will continue. And, hopefully by July 4th, maybe we'll be back to what somewhat would be just a normal everyday life for us. And boy, I tell you, I miss it, and I know everybody else does too.
Oh, absolutely. Because, not only do we, play on the radio with Race22 Radio and visit the tracks and do the coverage, we're race fans. So we miss it just as much as the race fans. I mean, we're race fans first before we got into this, and we just got lucky and fell into place for us to come play and do this stuff. And Wake County is one of our absolute favorite. And I want to tell you someone else who will be there. Now, keep in mind, DW will not be there, but he'll be there in spirit. My buddy Steve Post has a nice endorsement. Here's what Steve Post said. He had a message straight for Charlie.
Hey, this is going out to my main man, Charlie, over at Wake County Speedway. Are you kidding me, Charlie? 1 week from tonight, Friday night, opening night at Wake County Speedway. I can't wait to get out there. Oh, my gosh, it is going to be awesome as we kick it off NASCAR style Friday night racing, Wake County Speedway over in Raleigh. Oh, it's simply better racing. Woohoo! We'll see you Friday night, Charlie. Can't wait to catch up with you on Friday night. Woohoo!
And he means that straight from the heart. I'm telling you, Steve Post is a short track racing fan. He loves to get out there and mingle with the short track fans and the short track racers. And another thing here we want to talk about for the fans' experience is one reason that Steve will show up is to eat, just like us. And you can tell, I am petite challenged for a reason. What are some of the changes with the concessions, Charlie?
Yeah, we're excited about that. Actually, one of the local restaurant entrepreneurs, he actually owns 2 Zaxby's. He has taken over the concessions, and he is going to continue to have the Wake County favorites, of course, the thick bologna burger and, the Carolina Packer hot dogs and hamburgers and all that good stuff. But he's also going to add a few of the Zaxby chicken things on his menu. So he's going to have some chicken sandwiches and chicken tenders and Zaxby fries. So, we're pretty excited about that. And he's actually, over the last few years, we didn't have a concessionaire down in the pit area for the drivers, and so he's actually gonna work food back and forth. So he's going to give the pit guys, some food and an opportunity to have some good food down there. And, I think that's another big change I think that the drivers would look forward to and appreciate for sure.
I'm going to guarantee you right now, I'm going to be the first in line for some Zaxby's chicken in the infield.
Oh, yeah, this boy here, he might not be big around like his daddy, but he's getting tall, but he loves that Zaxby's chicken.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, can't beat it. So yeah, Zaxby's is great, and so we're definitely looking forward to them and what they're going to bring to the table, and just another thing, fan experience, and then goodness gracious, his name is slipping my mind, but down there between the family grandstand and the main grandstand, there's another little concession stand set up. He's got the fried Oreos and the popcorn and
you fry an Oreo.
Yeah, yeah, you've been missing that, haven't you?
Oh, I won't this Friday. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, he's in a little small concessions trailer down there, and he has all kinds of good stuff down there. More of the fair type kind of food, funnel cakes. So Sam, yeah, go see Sam. Right. He's between the main grandstand, the family grandstand, and the main grandstand. For all your carnival concession stuff, all your good stuff that you don't need, Doc.
So yeah, does he give out complimentary sugar counts?
Yeah, he gives you a complimentary finger prick and checks your blood sugar before and after.
Yeah, there you go. That might be a new concession item, that's no doubt. But we appreciate Charlie joining us here. Look forward to a full season for you guys, and I know even if I have to work on Saturday morning, Daniel I will probably be there covering the races because I absolutely love covering the races there. I expect a lot of action. Now, you've been out there. They had some practice. I know the drivers, one of the first things I'm sure that they noticed was the lighting. What's the feedback about the track and how it's the drivers are reacting to it? Anybody talking about how is the track different or are they faster? What's the feedback from the drivers?
Well, we actually at the end of last year or the beginning of 2020, there is some new pavement that we actually cut several feet, squared it off, and actually did some patchwork to take out some of the bumps and some places that were real bad that were coming apart. And so thanks to, I know I keep giving these shout outs, but I'll tell you, Doc, they're so important and integral
absolutely.
To the track.
Shout out away, brother.
Yeah, it's unlimited paving. They come in and Jeff Jackson and his crew came in and did that for us, and I'll tell you, it's just such a network of great people that really have passion for Wake County and make it what it is. And they came in and cut all the square. They come and brought all their paving equipment and actually patched some of the real bad spots in the corners. So the drivers, they thought it was much better, especially some of the Bandolero cars. They don't have the suspension components that the other cars have, so they really appreciated the kind of taking out some of the rough spots. And it's just hopefully just a small glimpse of what the future is going to be for the racing surface. Hopefully very.
That'll probably make the Bandoleros and Legend cars faster then, so that ought to be pretty quick.
Yeah, both the Legends that have been on track and the Bandoleros both said it just made a world of difference for, some of the car stability and stuff like that coming through the turns, coming on and off those patches where, there were some pretty significant, holes or breakaway or just bumps that were taken out. So, that was definitely one thing that's a real big positive.
Yeah, I recall the Blue Cyclone has the Honda Element class. We have the track record for that. We got to get out there on the rain to help drive the track, and we about wrecked because you looked around and said, "What are you doing out on the track? Get back in here!"
Yeah.
Oh God, that was so funny.
When I saw you sideways, I figured maybe we better get you off the track. You had that thing. Yeah, you had that thing drifting around the turns. I was a little nervous for you. I knew you needed a way home to get back to Winston-Salem. So.
Oh gosh, we still laugh about that when we seen your face. Oh my gosh, that was funny. If any of the competitors that are watching the Race22 Radio never raced at Wake County, who's the best person to call to check, the rules if they want to come race in any of the divisions? For the competitors, who's the best person to call to get the 411 on what it takes to adhere to the rules there?
Well, as you know, we run, pretty slim on the staff side of it. But Joe Staples is the new tech director, the head tech guy for the 2021 season. George was there for the last three or 4 years, and we appreciate George and all that he's done. But he's moved on. Of course, he was a tech man also on Saturday nights at one of the local dirt tracks, and we just decided that he was just time to part ways, and he good luck on his endeavors. But Joe is the new head tech guy. So Joe Staples, he also works with the Cars Tour with Jack, and he also worked at Southern National under Mike Diaz. And so Joe brings a wealth of knowledge and for late model racing, to Wake County. So Joe Staples would be the one to talk to about any technical questions. Now, if you're looking about any other questions as far as tires and pricing and practice and stuff like that, you're talking to them.
And both of your guys' numbers are on the Wake County Speedway website, or on best way to contact you, maybe Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook's definitely the best way to contact me, or you can go to Charlie at WCSpeedway.com. That's my email address. You can shoot me an email, but Messenger is the best way, or even on the Wake County Speedway Facebook page. I'm the one that usually answers that and monitors that. And so any of the questions as far as track time, practice, tires, any question that they have as far as the operational end is me. Tech questions would definitely be Joe Staples, because you don't want to ask me any tech questions, that's for sure.
A question for the fans that I saw monitoring the Facebook. What about coolers? What is the rule on coolers and the type of beverages that can be brought in? Yeah,
cooler wise, we try to keep it down to the little 6-pack cooler, the little personal cooler size. Any beverage, as long as it's not glass. So
you can bring soda pops or barley pops.
Soda pops, barley pops, or even moonshine if you want. Just make sure you'll have to just pour it into a glass jar. I mean, get it out of the glass jar, put it in something plastic.
Well, you can tell where me and Steve
will
be.
As long as you're responsible and you don't drive home, Wake County's a place for everybody to have a good time responsibly, and as long as there's no glass, and you don't try to bring in your 65 quart Yeti, coolers are welcome. If one person can carry it, it's probably okay. But just usually a handheld cooler, a 6-pack cooler. That way, you don't take too much grandstand space up. Hopefully, we'll need it all.
And you do have a family section where there is no alcohol, correct?
Yes, we do have a family section. That's the grandstands right there at the Exeter turn number 4. That is the no alcohol, no swearing. That's the no swearing, no alcohol section.
Yeah, and that's where we had a ball. That was so much fun over there.
We have a lot of church groups that that come and sit there, and also Boy Scouts and Girl Scout groups, and of course, there's just a lot of good people that sit over there in the family grandstand. So there is a family section, but honestly, Doc, I've sat all the way around the Speedway all the time. Matter of fact, if you're looking for me, a lot of times you won't find me, because I'm kind of like Waldo. I just kind of go and sit down in the grandstand somewhere, and I've always had a pleasant experience everywhere I've sat, and so Wake County Speedway, the whole atmosphere, the whole place is really a family grandstand, to be honest with you, in my opinion, and that's what I strive for, because that's important to me. More so, probably important than the racing is, for the families to have a family time, and the kids to have a place to go and have a good time, and to me that's really why I do what I do, is for the kids and the families and the entertainment, and for the fans, really.
Yeah, and it is absolutely a family friendly facility. We sat there in the grandstands, and we ended up knowing everybody before we left. It was so much fun, and no matter where you sit, you're not going to leave without knowing everybody around you, because everybody's that friendly and everybody's that much fun and into the racing, and it's so much fun to sit in the grandstands when it's like that, instead of hearing a bunch of complaining and a bunch of this and a bunch of nonsense. Never have we ever experienced that, so it just makes it so much fun in the pits and in the grandstands alike. So Charlie, before we let you go, one final opportunity. Did we forget anything? Did I not mention anything?
The only thing, Doc, that I hope that we mention and get the people to do is, the Advanced My Track Challenge is going on, and I would love. I mean, I think we're the only North Carolina track, if I'm not mistaken, that actually submitted the paperwork for the Advanced My Track Challenge and the video. So if you could go to the Wake County Facebook page, and I have several things that says vote, don't forget to vote. It's big. It's a $50,000 chance for whoever wins the Advanced Auto Parts My Track Challenge for upgrades to the facility, and then it's $15,000 for second and $10,000 for third, and it's only open to the NASCAR home tracks. And it's based on voting, and you can vote 3 times a day until the contest is over. And so, I would just ask that anybody and everybody, please go vote for Wake County Speedway 3 times a day, every day until the challenge is over, because our facility definitely, it'll be 60 years old next year, and the infrastructure, there really is a lot of the upgrading that needs to be done, and the paving of the corners would be top on the list. So I just would ask you, hey, plug that and ask the people to please go vote for Wake County Speedway in the My Track Challenge, the Advanced Auto Parts My Track Challenge.
I know Daniel and I will, Redhead will. And we want the fans to participate, because when you look at it, this contest is really for the fans, because when you upgrade the facility, the fans are the one that benefits. So actually, it's for you, the fans. So I do we want to encourage everybody to go where Charlie was saying, and vote Wake County Speedway. And how awesome would that be to win that for the facility and the fans itself?
Yeah, it would be huge. We definitely, a couple things on my high list would be a new scoreboard, possibly a video board, and the paving are the things that would be on the high list if we were to ever win that challenge, which are everything, really is really for the fan experience. Even the paving would make the racing probably better.
Oh, yeah.
And so, that improves the fan experience. But so that definitely is is a huge opportunity, and thanks to Advanced Auto Parts for even to giving the home tracks, an opportunity like that. That's just huge. So,
yeah, absolutely. Hello. Well, it's about that time. We're going to close the show, and this is a special presentation. I want to thank Black Acid Racing Apparel, Smoky Days Barbecue, for allowing this to happen here, and Race22 Radio. Charlie, Good luck to you, and we will see you Friday, my friend.
All right. Well, you guys be safe, and we'll be waiting on you.
All right. Until next time, we'll see you at the races.